You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans. With your hosts, Gary Leverette and Jimmy Miller. They are discussing veterans programs and issues, playing veteran-related music, and keeping American citizens informed on things they ought to know. Every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 and AM 1580, and also on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the DAV Chapter 43, and the VFW Post 5019.
Good morning, Shelbyville, Bedford County, and the surrounding area. My name is Gary Leverette. Got my co-host here, Jimmy Miller, and my co-host, Jim Short. With us this morning, we also have a special guest, Don Goodman. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Gary. How are you today, buddy?
I'm just glad to be here. One more day. We try to keep you updated on veterans organizations and what they're doing. And the purpose of our show is to help veterans. We try to recruit using this show for the VFW, the DAV, and American Legion. But we also try to help veterans in other ways. We have several organizations such as Operation Song, Project Healing Waters, all that help veterans for free. But the one we're going to talk about this morning is Freedom Sings USA. And Don Goodman is part of that and does a great job. You know, veterans don't talk about their service very often. They keep it inside. And these organizations such as Operation Song and Freedom Sings USA gives them a chance to tell their story in a song. And I'll turn it over and let Don talk a little bit about how that works. Jim and Jimmy and I have all been a part of this Freedom Sings USA organization, and we all have told our story. So anyway, Don, tell us how all this works.
Well, in 2014, Bobby Standifer and Steve Dean and myself started Freedom Sings USA. And prior to that, we all worked together at VA in Murfreesboro, Sergeant York, where we wrote you guys songs. And Freedom Sings has a different program than all the other organizations that write songs with veterans. What separates ours is veterans healing veterans with a song. Our classes go on nonstop, year-round. Our class in Murfreesboro has not missed a Wednesday in 14 years. Our veterans surround that table, and they got the guy in the hot seat's back. If you're there and you're telling your story, Gary, Jim, Jimmy, one of them will say, "Hey, brother, I was there. We know where you're coming from. Go easy, man. Go easy." All right, and that's how it works. And then you're welcome to come back. If you've gone through our program, you can attend any show, any class, anywhere in this country. We travel all over doing retreats. And if you want to travel and come and share the weekend with us, come on and do it. All you have to do, you don't have to be able to sing. You don't have to be able to write a song. You don't have to be able to play an instrument. All you got to do is tell us your story. And we will do our best to make sure your great-grandchild realizes what you did.
It's an awesome organization. It's helped a lot of people. And you're based out of Chattanooga, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here today to promote this new class we just started here in Murfreesboro. It's at TriStar Veterans Resource. And that's at 439 Rice Street in Murfreesboro. All right? And if you're a veteran or a family member of a veteran who just needs to talk, you're welcome to come there. We're there on the second and fourth week of the month. All right? We got one more class this month, and then we're shutting down for Christmas. And then we'll start back up in January on the second and fourth Thursdays at 6:30. And we'd love to see you there.
That Wednesday class, is that in Chattanooga or Murfreesboro?
The Wednesday class is in Chattanooga. Now, the Wednesday class is a Zoom class. We alternate. 1 week we're live in Chattanooga, but we still Zoom. And if you're not familiar with Zoom, that's the internet. You can come into the class on the internet, and we got veterans there from all over the country. We got guys in Alaska getting up at 3 in the morning to attend the class. We got people in Hawaii. We got veterans all over this country, and it's just amazing.
Several weeks ago, we had a lady here. You were here that day too, Don. Gretchen. She had a Gold Star mother. Her son was killed in action. I don't remember, was it Afghanistan or?
It was Iraq, I believe.
Iraq.
No, I think you're right. I think it was Afghanistan, and Gretchen's Catherwood is her name.
Yeah, and they have a retreat for veterans, for combat veterans, and it's called Black Horse Lodge. And Don happened to be here that day, and they got to talking, and so I believe y'all wrote a song for this Gold Star mom.
Yeah, I called in a real big favor on this one. I called in Hunter Girl, the girl who came in second on American Idol. And she'd been working with us, writing with us since she was 18 years old. And Hunter Girl came in and helped me write Gretchen's song. It's called The Gold Star Mother.
So I think we'll play that right now.
I smiled through my tears. You gave me that goofy grin. I whispered, please be safe. You said, Mom, I'll be home again. The next thing I know, there's a knock on the door. I can still feel my heart fall to the floor. I didn't want to let them in or hear what they had to say. As long as I live, I'll never forget that day. These white stars on a field of blue, a nation's love, but honey, they're not you. It's stained with tears. It's not my son. It came in a gold star mother. In a gold star mother. You're a song on the radio, a grandchild will never hold. Catching my voice when I try to speak. Your touch is a tear rolling down my cheek. The worst day of my life was when they handed me these white stars on a field of blue. Our nation's love, but honey, they're not you. It's stained with tears. It's not my son. It can't hurt me when I'm coming undone. I await the day in heaven when we will hold each other. That's the story of a folded flag and a gold star mother. It never gets any better. I'm angry all the time. This hurt will last forever. This flag will never fly. These white stars on a field of blue. Our nation's love, honey, they're not you. It's stained with tears. It's not
song was a Gold Star Mother, and that's Gretchen. If you're listening this morning, we want to say good morning to you. Got Don Goodman here, and Jimmy Miller, and Jim Short, and hope you're doing well. And down at the Black Horse Lodge, that's a veterans retreat that they have, and you can get in touch with her and go spend a few days on the lake. Jimmy, tell us about the meeting times for the organizations we have, brother.
I will do that. And just for everybody that just listened to that song, if you think that was an amazing song, you should have been there that Thursday night when it was written. The room fell quiet after that last note, and everybody just looked at each other because it was amazing. Okay, so our meeting times for our VFW Post 5019, they meet on the first Monday of the month at 6 p.m. Auxiliary and spouses are welcome. They're located at 1320 East Depot Street. On the second Saturday, they have their VFW breakfast from 0700 to 0930. Adults are $10, kids 6 and 12 are $4, and kids under 6 eat for free. And then on the third Saturday, they have live music and potluck. The cover charge is $3. All they ask is you bring a dish. The meeting time for our American Legion Post 23 is the first Tuesday of the month at 1800 hours. Meal and meat is provided by Rowdy Ranch. All we ask is for everyone to please bring a covered dish. We are located at 1357 Highway 130 East, and spouses are welcome at that event. And then our DAV Chapter 43, we meet on the second Tuesday of the month at 1800. Their location is 1357 Highway 130 East. Meal with meat is provided by Rowdy Ranch. All we ask is everyone bring a covered dish, and as always, spouses are welcome at these events. And as we're rolling into holiday season, for some people, it's a celebration. For some people, it's a little bit of a struggle. So I want to let everyone know, these organizations, we're your brothers and sisters. If you're struggling this time of the year, come to a meeting with us. Come enjoy some camaraderie, some good food, and have a good time. And if you can't come to one of these meetings, if for any reason you're not feeling yourself and you need help, call the suicide hotline number at 988. That number, somebody on that other side will be there to talk to you. And you ain't got to wait till you hit crisis mode. If you're feeling down, not like yourself, you know that feeling. Reach out to these people. They're just going to talk to you. There's no harm in it. They can talk to you, maybe get you feeling a little better. Or please reach out to one of us. Holiday season, I'll tell you what, my number is 931-581-5948. Once again, my name is Jimmy. Give me a call. I'll be happy to talk to you. And with that, that's all of our meeting times.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Jim Short, what you got going on over there this morning?
Well, I tell you what, Gary, I like I was telling you while the song was playing a little bit ago, I've got a bunch of guys and gals from Murfreesboro in the alumni group I'd like to say howdy to. I'm not going to do it individually. I'll just say howdy to the whole group. But we've been enjoying writing songs and telling our stories.
We're here this morning with Don Goodman from Freedom Sings USA. Don, how would they, if somebody's interested in doing one of your classes, how would they get in touch with you?
Just go to freedomsingsusa.org and just leave word there that you would like to be contacted. In the information box, just put, I'm interested in a class, or I'm interested in telling my story, and we'll reach out to you. All right?
Sometimes you don't think you're interested in telling your story. I know from experience, and Jim and Jimmy do also, when you go in that room with other veterans, you're talking with people that's been where you've been. A lot of times we don't talk to the general public about our military service because they wouldn't understand anyway. So I remember one incident. I think I've told this before. We were in a class, and Don was one of the writers that day, and a fellow walked in, and Don asked him a question, and he looked at Don, and he said, Hoss, I'm going to have to get to know you a little bit better before I answer that question.
We call that a learning experience.
Yeah. So anyway, they don't make you do anything. You come in, sit down, and just listen. Just listen.
Yeah, if you want to come and sit in on a couple of classes and just see how it works, and you're more than welcome. We've had some veterans who've been there 3 months, coming regular before they finally. And every veteran I ever interview always says the same thing: I don't have a story. And then when they finally tell that story and the song's written, everybody at the damn table's crying their eyes out, Because what you guys have paid for our freedom, never should there be an unsung hero.
It is a touching experience when you hear all these music, these stories turned into music. And your family get to learn a little bit about you that you probably never told them, that they don't know. And so it's an awesome experience, and I know I would recommend it. What about you two, Jims? How about y'all recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. One of the best things that I've done in this era of my life, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I actually took my brother with me to one of the sessions because he loves music, and he talks about it to this day. It was so amazing for him to get to sit in a room with the OG of country songwriting, Don, and other artists, and just watch how a song was created. I mean, it is something awesome. And before I forget, Don gave you meeting times for all these events. If you have a Facebook account, if you'll go out there and look up Freedom Sings USA, like it and follow it, anytime there's meetings, any events, it posts on there. And also, if you go to their website, if you hear a song and you're like, I like that song, how do I get that song? If you go to their website, there is a place there that you can download the songs. You can listen to them before you download it. If you like it, I think it's 99 cents, which goes back to Veteran Sings, to the organization. But you can download the song and play it as much as you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And every penny raised goes to writing one more song and recording it the best way we can. Just a real quick little story. We're down in Georgia near Fort Benning doing a retreat. And there was wrote with a sergeant that night. And he made a decision to should they walk or should they ride. Been a long day. He says, oh, heck, let's ride. They went about 200 yards and hit an IED, and the truck was blown up, and just about everybody in its life was changed. And that night, we wrote his song called Living With My Decision, and we sang it that night for the families. And I was standing outside the building a little later, and a little boy, maybe about 9, 10 years old, came up and was tugging on my pant leg. And I looked down and said, yeah, buddy, what you need? He says, thank you, sir. He says, now I think I know why my daddy cries sometimes.
Wow.
Yes, somebody pick it up, okay?
Yeah. It don't get no more real than that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Some of this music is on YouTube also.
Yeah.
I know I saw one more is on YouTube, and there are many more on YouTube. So
if you'll just go to YouTube and put in Freedom Sings USA, a whole bunch of our songs will pop up with the videos.
Well, Don, we have a good friend, mutual friend, of three of us in here anyway that know him, Ryan Taylor. Ryan's been here on this show, and he's been through the Freedom Sings and Operation Song. He has a great song that we're going to play here in just a minute. But Ryan, if you're listening this morning, good morning. And he's an attorney now.
He's our poster boy.
I got him on retainer. But anyway, for $1.
Ryan was, when you hear this song, and we just did this song. We cut it. I brought John Conley, and John's Kenny Chesney's guitar and fiddle player. And Ryan said, I'd like the song not just be rap. Ryan was a rapper, and he said when they come in off patrol, they'd all sit around and they'd beat on foot lockers and they'd all just rap. And he says it was how we let it go. We just saw stuff out there we would never forget the rest of our lives. And when you come in, you got to have a way to release it. And so he called me and he said, Don, he says, man, as soon as you say rap, some people won't listen. He says, can we do my song so it sings? So I brought John Conley in, and he and Ryan and I worked on this, and it's singing now.
This song is awesome.
It's called Some Days.
Some Days, and it basically runs the gamut of your feelings when you come back to the world after you've been in combat. All the emotions are in that song.
Oh, Lord. And you know what? Every veteran who's ever heard it, even if they hate rap, they just sit there with tears rolling down their cheeks because every word hits you right in the heart.
Yeah. So, Brandon, are you ready? This song is called Somewhere, Some Days.
Right.
This song is called Some Days, and this is the story.
There's Don, Ryan, and me.
And,
let's see here if I can find the lyric. Oh, too much multitasking here, and I'm not a multitasker. Okay, here we go. I lay awake at night, scared of what I dream about. I've seen things people only read about. Feeling out of place, just can't understand it. I lost myself halfway across the planet. Everybody says I'll be alright, but they ain't gotta hear people scream all night, or hear my buddy try to take another breath. Flashbacks keep running through my head. Young men blowing up, seen it with my eyes, praying on my knees, asking Jesus why I'm getting by, thinking I can take away the pain by crushing up the pills so I can take them to the brain. Some days the bottle back and listen, sing on track. Some days I kinda wish I never would've come back. Some days I really feel like I'm dying inside. Some days I feel like giving up and don't even try. I came back to America but never came home. A stranger to my family, so I left them alone. Thought I could take it, but I guess I was wrong. Trying to find my mind, but I guess it's gone. So long to the man that I used to be. Mama won't come around cause she's scared of me. If she just saw half of what I seen, maybe she would understand why I act so mean. I was trained to kill a man, forced to fight. Lost my kids when I divorced my wife, so I just sit around feeling all alone. How I just wish the old me would come back home. Some days I dip the bottle and listen the same old track. And some days I kinda wish I never would've come back. Some days I really feel like I'm dying inside. Some days feel like giving up and don't I'm sitting in my room, loading ammunition, talking to myself, but I ain't even listening. So many people are missing, and it feels so strange. Bombs and bullets take away the ones that feel my pain. I've spent many lonely nights just looking at the wall, but I can't ever fall asleep without alcohol. And all I ever see when I close my eyes is my buddy's last step before he lost his life. So I just walk around punching holes in the walls. I'm staring at the phone, but I got no one to call. I ask the Lord forgive me, and I hope he lets me slide as I cock the hammer back, and then I close my eyes. Some days I dip the bottle, listen to the same old track. Some days I kinda wish I never would have come back. Some days I really feel like I'm dying inside. Some days I feel like giving up and don't even try. Some days I dip the bottle, listen to the same old track. Some days I kinda wish I never would have come back. Some days I really feel like I'm dying inside. Some days I feel like giving up and don't even try. Some days, some days, some days.
You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans, with your hosts Gary Leverette and Jimmy Miller. They are discussing veterans programs and issues, playing veteran-related music, and keeping American citizens informed on things they ought to know. Every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 and AM 1580, and also on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the DAV Chapter 43, and the VFW Post 5019.
All right, that song was Some Days, and that was Ryan Taylor's song. Who was singing that, Don?
John Conley.
John Conley was.
He'll not be singing. John's a guitar player. He was just doing the best he could. That was the day we wrote it.
Well, anyway, yeah, we're here with Don Goodman from Freedom Sings USA, playing a little bit of veteran-related music. And Jimmy, we got some things coming up. We got Reach Across America, and we got American Legion Big Brothers. Tell us a little bit about these things.
Okay, so for our Reach Across America, we have a goal every year because we have, let me pull it up, I just had it on here. We do the Willowmount Cemetery, the Hollywood Cemetery, the Press Grove Cemetery, the Rosebank Cemetery, the Wheel Cemetery, Hillcrest Memorial Gardens, Cawthron and Cedar Grove UMC Cemetery. So we have a lot of cemeteries that we lay wreaths on. So every year we come up, someone actually goes out there and we walk the graveyards and count how many wreaths we need to cover all the graveyards. So far this year we still need about 500 more wreaths to reach a goal of 2,400 wreaths. That's how many veterans are buried in Bedford County. The wreaths are $17 each, but the last day that we can accept a payment is this Saturday so that they can get them ordered and get them delivered to us. Now, you can buy a wreath a couple of different ways. One, you can go on www.dfltn.com. There'll be a click button there. You can purchase a wreath if you have a loved one in one of these cemeteries and you want to donate. You also can donate by calling Tim Estes at 931-703-3755 or Cindy Cartwright at 931-607-9155. And then another thing that we do in Bedford County is every year the American Legion does food boxes for needy veterans in the community.
Not just veterans.
Yeah.
veterans are our priority. They go to the top of the list. But if you're needy and you need a food box, you can call.
And the number to call to receive one of these food boxes is 615-640-0966. Okay. And the food boxes, we need help, and I'm trying to think of the dates on that. I know Gary knows it.
Yeah, on the 18th of December, we moved the food from Piggly Wiggly to the Masonic Lodge on Colorado Boulevard. And that's on the 18th of December. The 19th is when we fill the boxes. It takes us about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, to fill 250 boxes. And then the 21st, which is when we need as many volunteers as we can get to deliver the boxes. And that's an awesome thing when we deliver those boxes. Because when you see these kids, when you walk in that home with a food box and Granny's sitting over in the corner crying because she didn't know she was going to have a food for Christmas dinner. And kids running around trying to get in the box before you get it set down, it's an awesome thing. And so we could use all the help we can get on the 21st of December, which is a Saturday before Christmas. So those dates are the 18th, the 19th, and the 21st. And if you need a food box, Jimmy, you got that phone number they can call if they need a food box?
I do. Once again, the number is 615-640-0966. And if you're an adult and want to bring a child to help deliver food boxes, I think it is an amazing way to teach a child what giving is really about. It's life-changing. So, and same for Wreaths Across America. We love the youth. We have Boy Scouts come out and help us. We have ROTC programs. Come out and help us lay the wreaths. It's truly meaningful.
All right. If you need a ride to your doctor's appointment, Bill Tucker is the man you need to call. He will get you a ride, and his phone number is 931-607-7178. Again, that's Bill Tucker. Bill does an awesome job. They will pick you up at your home, carry you to your doctor's appointment, and bring you back home. We're one of the few counties in the state that do it that way. Most counties, you got to get to a central location, and they'll pick you up there and bring you back to that central location. We actually pick you up at your home and bring you back to your home. And his number, 931-607-7178. If you need anything to do with the VA, paperwork filled out for benefits, or you need to get in the VA system, you need to go to Shelbyville to the courthouse, go in the basement of the courthouse. There's no steps, it's ramps all the way. You can go in there and see Ben Ely. He's our veteran service officer, and he's real good at what he does. So if you need anything veteran oriented as far as your health care, go see Ben. Basement of the courthouse on the square in Shelbyville. His phone number is 931-685-4838. 931-685-4838. So we're here again with Don Goodman this morning from Freedom Sings USA. We've played a couple of songs from Freedom Sings. Don, what else can you tell us about Freedom Sings? What else do we need to know?
Well, I think you need to know it's a 501c3. And every penny raised goes back into the project. It's all about getting these songs written, getting them recorded, getting them played on the radio, whatever we can do to honor American heroes.
Jim, you didn't have to bring your song, did you?
No,
Jim had a
I didn't
song.
bring it with me today.
Okay. You didn't know you was coming till the other night. Did you?
That's correct. You kind of
Yeah.
short order there. Huh?
Yeah. But anyway, if you'd like to donate to Freedom Sings, how can they donate to you, Don?
If you go to the website, freedomsingsusa.org, there's a place there where you can donate. Even if you just download one of the songs, you'll get a donation receipt for the $1. Every nickel is accounted for.
So, any veteran who has a story to tell, come tell it to these guys, and they'll write you a song.
And we all do, right?
Yep, we all got a story. We might not know it, but we do. We do.
Yeah, even if you don't come to tell your story, come to hang out with other veterans and support them. It's meaningful to have other people that have done what you've done sitting in a room and supporting you.
And it's cool, too, that the veterans all throw lines out. You know, I've never tried to write before with 26 co-writers, but they all got something they want to say, you know, to support that veteran who's in the hot seat.
And you know, a lot of us don't want to talk in front of other people. And I know I was in one of the classes, and we had, you remember Mike? Yeah. I can't remember Mike's last name.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, yeah. Mike
throwing rocks at Jesus, right?
Yeah, Mike didn't want to talk. But he'd come in, sit and listen. And all of a sudden one day he said something.
Yeah, here's what he said. I've been throwing rocks at Jesus for the life that I have lived, but they didn't go too far. They just fell down in the field. Sometimes in life, we all take roads that leave us somewhere in the night, throwing rocks at Jesus.
How in the world do you remember the lyrics to all these songs?
My goodness.
Every one we bring up, he can remember the lyrics too.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Fascinating.
But it wasn't long before Mike was right in there with us.
Oh, yeah. And Mike calls me all the time. He's a lonely man, and been living with a lot of guilt from surviving. Survivor's guilt's one of the biggest issues we deal with. But he'll call me and he'll say, Don, I'm down, bro. And I'll say, well, come sit in on the class. We'll make sure he gets an invitation to the online class, and he'll come. He'll be there 2 or 3 weeks, and he'll call me and say, I'm okay now, brother. So that's how it works.
You got another song there, Don? Tell us about it.
We did an album working with the VA out of Washington, and we did an album with combat nurses, people who were medics and combat nurses during the wars. Yeah, we've written just about every war, but we wrote with Katie Lunning, Major Katie Lunning, U.S. Air Force. She was in Afghanistan at the withdrawal, and when they flew in, their plane was under fire, and then they landed and had to walk through the Taliban across the airport, and then they had a hospital built on the plane, and they went to the airport, loaded the wounded Marines from the bomb in the airport onto stretchers, mobile stretchers, and Katie pushed them through the Taliban while being spit at and called everything you can imagine. Here was a woman. It was her second or third trip through them that helped her receive the Distinguished Flying Cross. and that's just a step below the Medal of Honor. Katie Lunning came to Chattanooga and told us her story. And if you go to the website, go listen to this Nurse's album. The album's the title of Katie's song. It's called From the Battlefield to the Bedside. And that's the song we're about to play. And it was performed by Linda Davis, who just, I called her and played her the song, and she says, "Can I sing it?" I said, "Yes, Linda, you certainly can." And boy, did she ever sing it.
That flag hanging behind me, I had with me on the flight. It was with me in Afghanistan. It's with me here tonight. From a Minnesota river town to the Middle East, my grandma and my aunt were nurses just like me. Because of 9/11, I joined the Guard. My daddy went to Vietnam. I wound up in Qatar. From the battlefield to the bedside is a story of my life. An airman in combat, a mother and a wife. 2,000 miles away from home to this VA ward tonight. From the battlefield to the bedside, keeping the troops alive. Our plane was under fire when we tried to land. Kabul was surrounded by the Taliban. Thinking of my family helped me recognize the hunger for humanity in the Afghan eyes. A bomb at the airport, blood, smoke and screams. My team and I fought day and night trying to save those young Marines. From the battlefield to the bedside is the story of my life. An airman in combat, a mother and a wife. 2,000 miles away from home to this VA ward tonight. From the battlefield to the bedside, keeping the troops alive. Well, I came home to my family, the VA and haunted dreams. They awarded me the DLC, but the hero was my team. From the battlefield to the bedside is the story of my life. Been an airman in combat, a mother and a wife. 2,000 miles away from home to this VA ward tonight. From the battlefield to the bedside. Oh, from the battlefield to the bedside, keeping the troops alive. Keeping the troops alive. It's a story of my life. It's my
All right, that was Linda Davis singing from the
battlefield to the bedside.
From the battlefield to the bedside, and that was who was the lady's name?
Katie Lunning, maybe Major Katie Lunning. You know, something I told you about the combat and the explosion at the airport and the Marines, but also while she was there, she helped birth babies. She helped attended the people that the Taliban had tortured and wounded, and you know, and a line in that song, if you happen to hear it, said, "Thinking of my family made me recognize the hunger for humanity in the Afghan eyes." We just have no idea how lucky we are to be in the United States.
No, we are blessed.
Jimmy, give those phone numbers out again for the food boxes and.
Okay, to request a food box in Bedford County, dial 615-640-0966. They will take some information from you, and they will put you on the list for a food box.
All right, and the food will be delivered on the 21st. That's the Saturday before Christmas. And again, you don't have to be a veteran to get a food box. All you got to do is be needy. We're raising money now. It costs us $10,000-$12,000 to do this every year, and the American Legion does a great job at it. But if you'd like to donate to that cause, you can call me at 931-580-2865, or you can call Jimmy at
931-581-5948.
Or you can call Jim at
931-312-0077.
And again, we will move the food from Piggly Wiggly to the Masonic Lodge on Colorado Boulevard on the 18th, and we will build the boxes. The boxes come in flat. We have to build them and tape them and get them ready, and then when the food gets there that afternoon, we build the assembly line and get it ready to fill the boxes on the 19th, which would be a Thursday. And we need volunteers on the 18th and the 19th and the 21st. Takes us on the Thursday, you're there about 2.5 hours maybe. It doesn't take long to fill those boxes, as long as we have enough help. And so far, we've had plenty of help. But if you want to volunteer, 18th, 19th, or 21st. 21st is when we need the most help. That's delivering the boxes. And again, you will be blessed when you deliver those boxes. Believe me, you will be blessed. You will be so thankful that you got involved in it. We have a lot of people come back year after year to help us with that. It's been going on, well, I'm 77 years old and I can remember American Legion knocking on our door on Sunday mornings around this time of the year. Can you donate? And my daddy would always donate. So I know it's been around. They've been doing it for over 70 years. So it's a tradition here in Shelbyville that we try to feed the needy. It's called the American Legion Big Brothers Food Drive. And we try to help the needy in Bedford County. Of course, veterans take priority. They go to the top of the line, to the top of the list. And then we take families with children would be next. And then anybody else. With the first 250 people that call, we'll try our best to get you a food box. Our funds are limited, so I want to thank Tyson Foods. Tyson donates chickens every year. Food Line donates food every year. Piggly Wiggly sells us the food at cost. I want to give a shout out to those businesses that help us with our food drive. You got anything else today, Jimmy?
No, I'm looking over my notes. I think that's it. Of course, right now, pretty much Congress and our government's not doing anything. At the first of the year, as we start getting updates that are important to veterans, the VA changes policies or programs to veterans, I will do that research, and when we come on the air, hopefully I've got lots of good, exciting news to let people know next year.
Also, I'd like to say a personal thank you to those folks that I've been working with now for, well, ever since 2015, writing songs in Murfreesboro, and we call ourselves the alumni group now, and there's about anywhere from 15 to 20 people that show up there on any given Friday, second, fourth Fridays of the month. But it's been an enjoyable thing to do, and Don Goodman, you got us all into that, and boy, has it been a nice trip.
Yeah, I remember when we started that class, that alumni thing. We fought to keep that going. I'm proud of that. I'm very proud that I helped start that organization for you, because I've been to a few of your classes, and it's just, I love it. The program is doing well. It's alive and well.
Alive and well, and by the way, you're welcome back there anytime you would like. You know very well where we meet, because you meet in the same building.
A lot of veterans groups meet there, and it's fantastic.
Don, I want to thank you for sitting in for Steve Dean. Steve was supposed to be here this morning, but he had a conflict, and Don said, I'll come. I said, okay. We're glad to have you, and thank you for what you did this morning, and thank you for what you do for our veterans.
It's my honor.
And we got Jimmy Miller sitting over here.
Jimmy, I got a little surprise for you this morning, brother. Y'all, just so y'all know who you got on your radio here, is Chief Master Sergeant Jimmy Miller, retired, U.S. Navy, how many years?
U.S. Air Force.
U.S. Air Force, that's what I got written here.
Oh, 33 years, 6 months, and 18 days.
There you go. That's the way he answered the first question. By the way, the first question we ever ask when you get in our chair is, what's your favorite kind of music? And then we'll do everything in our power to put it where you want it, the music you like to hear. Let me tell you a little bit about Jimmy. Jimmy and his crew loaded over 250 bodies onto the airplane, put them in the coffins, draped the flags over them for their last flight home. And I'll never forget what Jimmy said to us when we wrote his song. Hunter Kerbo, a young Nashville singer, songwriter, was helping Jimmy and I write a song. And Jimmy says, yeah, I loaded them on the plane, but you know what? When I retired and I came home, they all came home with me. And let's listen to Jimmy's song. All right. What's your song called, Jimmy?
Fallen Brothers.
Fallen Brothers. And that's what he wanted to write about, to all those fellas and girls that came home.
We're going to let Jimmy Miller's song take us out of here. We want to thank everybody for listening. If you need to get in touch with us, we give you the phone numbers. Feel free. If you need to get in touch with Don Goodman, go to freedomsingsusa.org.
Yes, sir.
And you can download the music. You can donate. Whatever you want to do. You can listen to the music for free, right?
Yes, sir.
The only time they have to pay is if they download it.
If they want to keep one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Jimmy Miller's song, and who's singing this?
Hunter Kerbo.
Hunter Kerbo. Yeah. We're going to let you take us out of here.
That assigned that bottom line for me. Like a new base of San Antonio, had a new family and a new home. In the blink of an eye, I was 35, caught up in a storm and barely survived. My life was forever changed when I loaded those bodies on that plane. And every day there was another son, a fallen brother, the one that lives not coming back, just a body beneath the flag. some gave all. They give me pills to ease my mind and let me live what I left behind. Every morning I remind myself I get to live for someone else. My wife and kids and their families need to know they can count on me. But let myself get too far gone. I'm back there loading them on the last flight home. Every day I see another mother, son, a fallen brother. The one they love's not coming back, just invited me to the flag. They still live in my memory, 'cause I brought them all back home with me. I stand tall and I recall how some gave all, some gave all. Now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep.